Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik, Minister for Industry Shri Ananta Das, Mr. A.P. Paddy, Chief Secretary, Government of Orissa, Mr. Sanjeev Chopra, Principal Secretary, Mr. G. Srinivasan, Principal Secretary, Mr. Sandeep Somani, President-elect FICCI, Mr. Sangeeta Reddy, Vice President FICCI. Welcome to this very special session with Shri Naveen Patnaik, Honorable Chief Minister of Orissa. May I request Shri Sandeep Somani, President-elect FICCI, to present the Honorable Chief Minister with the Green Certificate. May I now request Shri Sandeep Somani, President-elect FICCI, to please give his welcome address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shri Naveen Patnaik ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, senior FICCI members. Welcome Shri Naveen Patnaik, Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, for this special occasion. Sir, we are honored, privileged and grateful that you have kindly acceded to our request and joined us for this interaction, coinciding with the Made in Odisha conclave. Honorable Chief Minister, as you are aware, FICCI is the industry partner for this flagship event of the Odisha government, and we thought it would be appropriate to have this session so that our senior members could benefit by your guidance and vision for the state. The idea was to see how FICCI and its membership could possibly contribute to the realization of your vision and plans for the state. Some of our members who already have large investments in the state will share their feedback on their experience and how the state and their companies got benefited from the same. Under your dynamic leadership, Odisha has seen all-round growth and inclusive development. With the thrust on an enabling infrastructure and facilitating business environment, the state has positioned itself as one of the attractive destinations to invest. I would therefore urge our members present here to explore the opportunities for investments in the state and establish a fruitful and mutually rewarding association with Odisha. Honorable Chief Minister, FICCI commits full support to the initiatives of your government. We would like to associate ourselves with your journey towards sustainable development. I thank you again for your presence and request you to kindly share with us your thoughts on the development of Odisha. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our honored guest.
Thank you, Mr. Somani. We do have here some industrialists who have invested for a long time in Orissa. May I now request Mr. Harshpati Singhania, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, JK Paper, to share his story of investment in Orissa.
I would just like to say that we at JK Paper Limited and the JK organization have been very long-term investors in the state of Odisha. So as you know that we are invested here for almost 60 years, and we've had the good fortune of having you visit JK Paper Mills several times. And I would, if I may add on a more personal note, even your honorable late father, Sri Biju Babu, used to visit that, and you're intimately familiar with our facility. We started our investment in Odisha in 1962, and we started with the paper mill in the backward area of then Koraput, now Rayagada district, with 15,000 tons of capacity. Since then, we have grown 20 times. And today, it is a very large and absolutely modern industrial unit in the tribal area of Rayagada. We have invested over the years almost 3,500 crores in this business, but 2,000 crores of which, under your guidance, has come in the last 5 years. We contribute over 200 crores to the state, to the exchequer annually. And we have been planting, working with farmers and planting saplings and doing a lot of farm forestry over the years. And cumulatively, our plantations over the years are almost 100,000 hectares. The unit employs about 4,000 people and another 15,000 people indirectly. So we are touching the lives of about 20,000 people, including a very large number of farmers. We also run, so you yourself have inaugurated the JK Center for Tribal Health Eye Care, and we run a lot of outreach and CSR programs. We have done adult education of 13,500 people, and we have 25 centers which does that. And our self-help groups cover over 2,000 families. I want to say with all this that our journey in the state of Odisha over all these years has been very progressive, and we have grown. And indeed, if I may say, this unit has helped create other businesses in our group. So we are very grateful to the state for all the state help and support they have provided from time to time. If I may just make one or two submissions to you, sir. I think Odisha in the last several years under your leadership has grown very well. Indeed, it has been growing faster than the overall rate of growth in India. You have rightly emphasized infrastructure, but if I may submit, infrastructure can be grown even faster, which will help improve connectivity across the state and bring down the cost of movement of goods and make units in Odisha even more competitive. You also have a large network of waterways and rivers, and that inland transport can also be improved to do that. Sir, being in an area like Raigada, I think we can have an airport facility there, which will help create much better connectivity for the units in that area. One particular request I would wish to make is to say that if you can bring in your degraded forest lands for plantation purposes, then we can provide employment to more than 25,000 people under this kind of a program. We have always found the state government to be very helpful in Bhubaneswar, but I think as a suggestion, I would say the local and district administration can be groomed better in terms of industry friendliness. That would make the state move even faster. So that is all I would like to say at this point in time, sir. And I'd like to thank you once again for the opportunity that we have of working in Odisha, and we will continue to grow our facilities over here. We are also, sir, if I may say, putting up a cement plant here, a grinding unit of 0.7 million tons, which will start early next year. And we are very keen to grow that facility here as well in the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Singhania. May I now invite Mr. Sanjeev Puri, Managing Director and CEO, ITC Limited.
Honorable Chief Minister, distinguished guests on and off the dais, ITC has a presence in all the three sectors of the economy in Odisha: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. In the last Make in Odisha conclave, we had announced two flagship projects: the setting up of a large world-class food processing facility, a hotel under the Welcome Hotel brand, both of which entailing an investments of about 850 crores. Both these have progressed extremely well, and next year the hotel should be ready to welcome guests. The food processing facility, it's a large facility, so we were expected to start in the year 2020, but I'm happy to say that we shall commence commercial production in the next 12 months. Now, as they say, the proof of the pudding is in eating it. Now, all this has been possible because of the support that we have received from the government, the Honorable Chief Minister and his team, and the facilitation has been very seamless. Whenever there were certain areas to be ironed out, it happened very speedily, and that's why the progress has been rapid. And I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister and all the officials of the Government of Orissa for all their support. Besides this, we have a much longer association in Odisha through the Ormus Society, where we have worked to train women in the rural areas to make agarbattis, raw battis, which we use for our Mangaldeep brand of agarbattis. And that association has grown from strength to strength over time. And I think it's been very progressive. And there's been a lot of keenness from the state also to progress the same. I have one submission at this time to make to you, Honorable Chief Minister. I think the state has certainly a very investor-friendly policy, a very proactive administration who go out of the way to resolve issues, if any, that do come up. And the state also has a very attractive incentive policy for industries, including food processing. And as you know, food processing has enormous economic multipliers, and it will certainly create a lot of. I thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, and all the senior officials from the Government of Odisha for all their support that we have received in actualizing our investments here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjeev Puri. May I now invite Shri Puri Dalmia, Managing Director, Dalmia Bharat Group.
First of all, I want to thank the organizers to invite us to speak in this Make in Odisha conclave. And I congratulate you for hosting an event of this scale and magnitude where all of us can meet and learn from each other. We have experienced a very industry-friendly environment in Odisha since 1951. Our association with the state goes back 67 years when Shri Biju Patnaik invited our founder, my grandfather, Shri Jaydayal Dalmia, to put up a cement plant to supply cement for the Hirakud Dam. This legacy has been taken to new heights under the leadership of our Honorable CM, Shri Naveen Patnaik. And we have found that the state has been very progressive, very proactive, and most importantly, very people-friendly in its outlook. All governments that we have interacted with, and we have worked in 14 states in India, a very friendly environment to the industry. But the real test comes when the government has to balance conflicts created by differing viewpoints. I want to share some examples from our own experience in Odisha. Recently, we announced expansion of a new project of a cement business to spend 2,000 crores and invest 2,000 crores in Odisha. And we were faced with a situation where the public hearing for environment clearance obstructed by some vested interests, and they were also misleading local people by spreading misinformation. The state administration ensured that all points of view were expressed in the public hearing, including dissenting views, and ensured that public hearing was conducted as envisaged by law. In the absence of this approach, our 2,000 crore investment in the state would have been stopped. And now, encouraged by this, we have decided to increase the investment to 2,500 crore in the next 12 months. I also want to share another experience where in 2012, the central government enacted a framework for wheeling power. We have 2 cement plants in the state, one near Rourkela and one near Cuttack. We applied to the state government to get permission for wheeling power from the plants in Rourkela to Cuttack under this policy. And state administration was very proactive to make rules very quickly and gave us permission to wheel power quickly. I also want to say that the single window clearance, which is called Go Swift in Odisha, really works, and I can tell you from experience that it is really swift as it's called. Our application to clearance was done in 30 days, and we think that they are even more progressive in terms of making, interacting and solving problems as some of my earlier colleagues from FICCI have shared. I also want to state one more point regarding not just the investments in business, but investments to uplift the lives of people in Orissa. The government is doing a lot of effort to uplift people and provide new opportunities. We have got benefits from Orissa since the last 67 years, and I think it's our time, it's our turn as businessmen to repay that gratitude and join the government in executing its vision. We have invested with LV Prasad Eye Institute to create a healthcare center to treat eye diseases and eye problems in Sundargarh. Even though this was a very small and humble project, we were encouraged by the fact that the Honorable CM gave his personal time and laid the foundation stone for this project. It has been an immensely satisfying experience. Almost 52,000 people have been treated here, and 52% of these people have been treated free of charge. With this, we have been encouraged to take a more ambitious and a bold vision that in the whole district of Sundargarh, all eye diseases will be diagnosed in time and treated so that there is no permanent blindness. In Raurkela, Jajpur, etc., where almost 1,000 people have applied in the last 1 year, and they have got jobs in the area of hospitality, healthcare, and security. This is based on a study of what skill gaps were there and how can people get jobs closer to home instead of migrating away from home. So overall, we have found the government to be very progressive, very proactive, and it's a people-oriented government. I only have one submission. I think this is an under-marketed state, and people do not know enough about what is happening in Orissa and what are the experiences that people have. So I think conclaves like this will really raise the profile of the state and give more opportunities for people to know what's going on. I appeal to all my fellow industrialists who have experience in Odisha to further invest here, and people who have not experienced the state to invest here and experience the good work that is happening, and also invest not just in the economic, in business creating opportunities, but also in the social sector. It will not only give you economic returns, but it will be hugely satisfying. And most importantly, it will give you the opportunity to work with people who live for other people's good and not for their just own good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Puneet Dalmia. There is also an exhibition, Make in Orissa, which is being organized during the Make in Orissa conclave and will project the investment opportunities across focus sectors and the manufacturing powers of the state. There are over 120 exhibiting companies, and on this occasion, may we request the Honorable Chief Minister to launch the Exhibitors Directory.
Chairman and office bearers of FICCI, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to meet all of you in this beautiful city of Bhubaneswar. Continuous industry feedback and support is necessary for healthy industrial development. FICCI, with over 90 years of experience, is representing the investor community of the country and has made a remarkable contribution towards industrial development in India, and I congratulate them for the same. I am happy to note that FICCI, as the national industry partner for the Make in Odisha Conclave 2018, has played a very significant role. I must compliment you for your stupendous efforts. As all of you know, Odisha is emerging as a manufacturing hub of the East, and we are incessantly working towards developing it as a global hub for industries in certain focus areas. I look forward to continued support and engagement from FICCI in the industrial journey of the state during and beyond the Make in Odisha Conclave 2018. The state has set a vision 2025 for industrial development in 6 focus areas. I urge FICCI to partner with the state government departments in successful implementation of our various initiatives. Odisha is a pioneer state in skill development, and through Skilled in Odisha program, we are making our youth industry ready. I am pleased to inform you that the average time taken for project approvals in the state has reduced to an average of 20 days. I invite all of you to explore business opportunities in Odisha and plan long-term associations within the state. I once again welcome all of you to the Make in Odisha Conclave 2018 and wish you a wonderful stay in the state. Bande Utkal Janani, Jai Hind.
At the outset, I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister and his government for reposing faith in FICCI to be the industry partner for this conclave. It is a big responsibility that has been given to us, and I can assure you that we have done our best to highlight Odisha's potential. In this context, I would like to thank the entire government machinery for the unstinted support that we have got in putting together an event of this magnitude. It would not have been possible if we all didn't work seamlessly and smoothly on this. So given Odisha's tremendous natural resources, it is but obvious that it is a destination of choice in as much as minerals and metals industries are concerned. But your government's vision to try and enhance the value chain through downstream industries, as well as the focus on diversifying by putting efforts into 6 specific sectoral areas is indeed commendable. I'm sure that with the attention that has been given to detail in terms of putting together policy, as well as putting our best foot forward as a state under your leadership to highlight the state's potential, that this event will translate into concrete investments and employment, leading to even better growth, faster growth for Odisha. While thanking you, I would, in conclusion, also humbly make a point that the hand-holding that is required for new investments to come in is something that I'm sure the government will provide, as it has been. And I hope that same also goes towards existing industry, because as far as existing industry is concerned, they are also truly goodwill ambassadors of the state and speaks of its investment climate. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time that you have spared for us, and I thank all of you for being here. Thank you.